events that have taken place to the pool community during the last few days. For those of you that don't know, Matt Edwards was one of the original players that was going to be taking part today. He let us know a few weeks, a month or two ago now, and obviously some tragic events. But little did we know how quickly things would deteriorate and so at this stage I'd like to ask Graham Watson, who's a very close personal friend of both Matt Edwards and Rudy, just to say a few words, and then we will pause for a moment of silence.
Thanks, Al. Rory Kesson Toyanen, affectionately known in the pool community as MK. This is certainly made a lot of speeches around the pool scene, and this is one I certainly didn't want to be making. 7 weeks ago, MK took off for Birmingham to represent New Zealand in the World Games playing pool, and 2 weeks later she's in an intensive care unit in Auckland Hospital. And the outcome has been that she's passed in the last few days. But when she took off on that plane, she was full of hope and sparkle and enthusiasm, everything we know that she was. And she's probably looking down and saying, "Shut up, buddy, get the karaoke going, but you don't sing it." She was a bubbly, full of life, wonderful woman, a young son, a family, and I'm heartbroken that she is not with us anymore. Absolutely heartbroken. I can't believe she's gone. I miss ringing her and talks on the phone, seeing her at the table, and the massive support that she gave to pool, and especially women's pool. If you're going to mention the top 10 women players in New Zealand, she's certainly in that list. So there's been a lot said by a lot of people about MK, and there are no words. The first thing I said to Matt is there's no words for this. So we'll take a moment of silence and send all our love to the family whānau from Canterbury and everyone from around New Zealand that's down here for this tournament, the pool whānau up there. I love you, MK. I love a bit of Abby in the background there. And I know she wants to be saying there's a pool tournament, there's a final to be played, so on with the games. So I'd like to introduce the first qualifier into the final, Nero.
All right, here we go, guys. It is final time of the Champion of Champions. Started off with 16 players. We are down to our final two, the postman Simon Singleton and the gentleman Neil Wally. Don't forget there is, there's $12,000 riding on this match, $8,000 to the winner and $4,000 to the runner-up. What an absolute cracker I'm sure it's going to be. And Simon, coming to you first. I mean, obviously, Graham Watson has said some beautiful words about MK. I know that obviously you guys were very, very close, and no doubt she'll be in your thoughts during this final.
Hopefully not. I know that not in a bad way, but yeah, just forget about that for now. I was dreading that all weekend, to be honest. So yeah, it's pretty tough to hear.
Yep, and obviously back to the pool. You know Neil very, very well. You guys have played numerous times in the Otago Super League. I know he's one of the few people in New Zealand who's been able to actually beat you with the small white, and he's obviously someone that you respect very, very much on and off the table.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Neil coaches me a lot and helps me out if I've got any issues. He's the one I go to. Fantastic player. I just spoke to him. It was earlier this week or last week, saying how I think that he's actually underachieved a little bit in these big events, and it's great to see him finally get to a final. I know he won the Souths, but at Super League in particular, like, he's so good in the qualification process, and he's beaten me on multiple occasions over the last 7 years, and then just hasn't quite happened for him at Nationals for whatever reason. But he's showed how good he is this year and how consistent he is with the small white. And he's here in the final, and he's let's not forget, he's come the long way. He lost his first match yesterday, so he's played more pool than anyone. He's had quite a few 5 sets as well, and and I've watched a lot of him and I've commentated on him, and he's playing really, really well. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and Neil, like Simon said, you've done things the hard way this week. A lot of 5-setters, now you're up against Simon. So, how are you feeling ahead of this one?
I'm just going to take it the same as I took all the other matches. He came through a grueler with Des Wilcox. It was great to watch. It's not meant to be easy. He is a good crowd pleaser, and hopefully we can please the crowd in the final. So I'm really looking forward to it. Bring it on. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, thanks very much, guys. Best of luck, and we'll let the players lag for the final time.
Here we go. Final time is upon us, Stephen. Got Stevie D with me.
Happy to be here, John. Should be a great final. Really looking forward to commentating on this.
Looks like Neil won the leg there, so he'll break off first. Absolutely. If you guys were watching the stream right at the start, you would have seen that touching tribute to Mulrooney played. That was what I was talking about earlier when I said that Paul was teeing something up. Get that going. And amazing woman, amazing pool player, amazing woman. It's going to be an incredibly sad day for some. I know Simon in particular was absolutely beside himself after that.
Yeah, and I must I just add to that as well that I only met Mulrooney or MK on very few occasions, but she had a huge impact. Just the kind of character she was, and I was really saddened when I heard the news, and so was everybody in the pool community. And I'm sure we can dedicate this final to her and her memory.
Both players will match how much Simon actually knew of her, and then playing with Matt in the Worlds a few months ago, and of course Neil Wally's had a fair crack at the 9-ball as well. I mean, he's come on big time in that game, so no doubt he would have gravitated into her sphere as well. So I mean, he'll be feeling just a little bit as well, emotion.
First crack of the whip then to Neil. Really good break. Neil's using the shout rack. Neil's a very fast and fluent player, and he really does play better for that.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't suit some players, but most of the top players in this grade tend to play a faster, more fluent style of game when they're in. I mean, Neil's the embodiment of that. And he's also a very attacking player. I mean, if any of you saw him play in the Super League South Islands, then you will have seen how much he just loved to go for stuff. And I mean, it might have looked a bit lucky on occasions, or he might have gotten some rubs along the way, but when you play positive attacking pool with the intent that he plays it with, then you tend to get them more often than not. I mean, he knows his game, he plays it very well, and it's served him incredibly well this year.
He's just got to find a route now around the back of these yellows. It's not easy to negotiate. He's certainly obviously going to go to the right of that red on the top, yellow on the top cush. But can he find a way? He's going to put some left-hand check on it to straighten it. Oh no, okay. Wow, what a shot.
Oh, he's actually
shut up, Steve. Drop the mic.
But I tell you what though, he's actually overhit it so well that he's ended up behind it for the ball in the middle.
Well, the main thing is he's on it, which is the first big achievement. What he does with the black, I don't know. That's a great shot. Yeah, great shot. And he's leaving the double in the middle. What an amazing start this would be to this final.
Imagine if this drops.
Oh, gee, so
unlucky.
close. Well, there you go, folks. If that's anything to go by, indication how good this final's going to be. Share it, subscribe, tell everyone. Let's get these numbers up.
Brought the howitzer out early, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And Simon there responding with a little sneak attack and run. Doesn't appear that the black goes.
Some interesting, really interesting history between these two. I don't mean personally, they're great friends. But on the table, you'd be surprised how many times Neil's had the better of Simon. Simon doesn't always have his way with Neil. I know that sounds. I don't mean that, but he doesn't have it all his own way. He's a solid curist, and he's a South Island champion, so he's certainly somebody to be respected, and that's why he's in this final.
Well, what you're meaning there, of course, Steve, is that Neil probably has more success against Simon than just about anyone else. Very few people can boast that they can genuinely foot it with Simon at Reds and Yellows game. I mean, some people have the odd success against him.
Yeah, and consistently.
But Neil has had decent success against Simon. I don't know what exactly the head-to-head is, but Neil's is probably better than anybody else versus this man now.
And he's just run out a little bit far, but should still be okay.
Well, he only needs to make one good pot here.
Yep. Just confident queuing, but he's just got to, he's got to put a gauge on that.
It's the cut first, isn't it?
I would say so.
I wouldn't be taking the one over the hole first. I'd be taking the cut
Still a
first.
pretty straightforward shot. He's putting bottom on it. Is he trying to hit the black? No, he's going to miss the black. No, he's hit the black. That's a bad shot.
Both.
That's a bad
even
shot.
Worse.
Could even be snookered on the black.
Couldn't have been.
Not quite.
Couldn't have been, sure.
It just shows you that little bit out of shape, and one thing leads to another. He was trying to avoid that black.
You did right, Camellia. These two were meant to play each other in the South Island semi-final, but Simon ended up contracting COVID during that tournament.
That's a great black. Absolutely phenomenal black.
From where he was to where he ended up.
Excellent.
Worlds apart. Brilliant.
Yeah, that was great. And a fist bump from Neil there just shows you how good friends they are and the respect they have for each other's games. I mean, normally in a final you tend to keep your distance and stay focused, but this is all going to be played in, in good spirits, because that's exactly how it should be. And let's not forget, I mean, the title's everything. But they've all earned a little bit of bunts, and that always makes things a little bit easier. And you know, these
both
guys
from Otago.
They're
too,
both
so
friends
they
from
both know
Otago,
each other
yeah.
very well. I mean, they've both got mad respect for each other's game.
That doesn't mean they don't want to rip each other's throats
Of
out.
course.
Trust me.
But also the spirit of Mulrooney will be around very much in this game. So I mean, you've got extra incentive to play this game in the best of spirits, don't you? Yeah, so Simon, just a little bit of back history on that, Camellia. I know you're aware of it, but others aren't. Simon actually tested positive for COVID on the second day of the South Island Super League, and that was at the semi-final stage, so by rule he had to withdraw from the tournament, and Neil Wally, who was his opponent, ended up getting a walkover win. So Neil ended up playing Adam in the final and beating him. This is Adam Lilly. But yeah, just imagine if Simon had been fit and healthy for that game. That would have been a cracking match.
Yeah, shout out to you, Brad, as well. Great to see you watching, and thanks for kicking all this off, mate. Brad Campbell there.
Yeah,
one of
sorry.
the founders of, of bringing this game to where it is now, and hugely influential, and massive thanks for that from all of us. So
Yeah, sorry, I didn't actually see you there for a moment there, Brad, or your comment that you made. Yeah, I mean, big ups, as Steve said, to you for the start that you gave to this game. What, 11 years ago, you and a few others came up with an idea, you rode with it. Look where it's gotten us. It is in large part due to what you and the team at the time did. There's the reason why this game gets to be broadcast like this in all its glory, with players absolutely dead for it. They love it.
And who'd have thought 11 years ago we'd be broadcasting worldwide, which is basically what we're doing. It's just phenomenal. And we do get comments from all over the world, by the way. It's
There's some players from Australia, players from England,
yeah.
people from the USA.
There's no reason this shouldn't be 2-0. Another clinical frame from Simon. Just joining the dots. Easier said than done, but he just makes it look easy. He's definitely in the zone.
Well, he's continuing on from the semi-final, isn't he?
Yeah.
That back half of the semi-final was some of the best pull under pressure I've seen from Simon or anyone else.
Well, I challenge anybody to find a better game of pool, and that ain't mean even including the pocket pool series that's going on in Australia. That semi-final we just watched against Simon and Des was just top draw, absolute top draw sporting viewing. And anybody who didn't see it, then go back and watch it, because
every single set had something in it.
Brilliant.
You had the start. You had 5 clearances in a row to start with. And then it started getting a bit testy, and then you started getting some fluency, and then that last set got a bit testy. Well, in terms of chances missed and great shots made and what have you, and then we had the black ball shootout to finish, so we couldn't have asked for anything more in a match.
The format is excellent. So, Simon's asked all the questions, now it's time for Neil to answer them. He needs this particular frame, or else he goes one set down.
Thank you very much for your words, Stephen. But in terms of the black ball shootout, I hardly ever see anything stop a room like it. Even the other players playing, it didn't matter what they were playing, it didn't matter what stage they were at, they stopped and watched every single black ball shootout. That's
absolutely.
how good it is as a spectator.
Can you imagine having the title for a black ball shootout?
Oh, no, it's just yummies. Not for the players, of course, but for us, it's absolute heaven.
So Neil, 2 yellows, I presume. He might be considering reds, but
I'd take the reds, definitely.
yeah, he's going for reds. Yeah, fair enough.
He's got an easy starter, and that's so important.
Does he come down far enough? That's a bit of a loose shot there. He has got the red into the bottom left-hand corner, but I think he wanted to be lower down than that.
The red more in the middle of the table of these two might actually pass everything.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I think it does go, so he's taking that as a backup. That's not what he intended,
Brilliant.
but that's a great shot. And that's a good example of his cueing. Just gets down, couple of feathers, and bang.
We recovered magnificently. A lot of players would have been in trouble there, but Neil backs himself more than that. So he, even if he's out of position, he'll still back himself to pot a ball and get back into it.
How was your lamb? How was your lamb, Thunder?
Beef.
All right?
I think it was beef. It was brilliant.
It was beef. No, it was lamb. Don't question a chef about what meat it was. It was lamb.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you were a chef. Did you see that hit the spot?
Yeah, it wandered off to the left. Bit like your beef.
It's probably better off that it did hit the spot, to be fair. It actually made that shot a bit easier. He wasn't so close to the red. Middle and then top rail, I reckon.
Yep, just off would be nice. That's perfect. Little stunning along the rail here.
That definitely passes those two yellows, so that's not a problem.
Yep, nice cueing. Oh, he's a little bit far back, but nah, he should be fine. Just flick this into the middle.
Still a sort of punchy type shot,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh,
Nap. Yeah, there you go. Call the
Tell
nap,
you what.
call the nap.
That could have gone south. Yeah, nice. Good response from Neil. 2-1. Just what he needed. Keep himself in this set.
It's the best kind, isn't it? He
Yeah.
nearly had a clearance in the first frame and then saw Simon do it, and then Simon broke and cleared, and then Neil's answered in the best possible way. So, I mean, this game started with a hiss and a roar.
Yeah, it's good. A lot of pressure in the finals. I mean, they're a little bit more relaxed than they were at the start of the tournament, but it's good to see them enjoying it. But getting that first frame is so key. You know, it's the old adage, just getting the first frame in the last frame, but Neil will feel a lot more comfortable getting that. And it keeps him in with a shout this set.
Well, I mean, these two being such good mates as well, I mean, you have to put that aside a little bit when you're playing against each other in the final, but always come back to that at the end of the game, don't you?
Yes.
But for the moment, you kind of forget about it. You're here to beat each other, and you respect each other, but, you know, I'm not going to give you an easy ride. You're going to see the absolute best of me.
So based on my prediction of the semi-final, which was absolutely 100% perfectly bang on,
Yeah, thanks, man.
what's yours for the final?
Oh, I'm 0-1 so far.
And I want set scores. I'm putting you on the spot.
You are putting me on the spot. I actually, to be fair,
Clock's ticking.
I'm picking Simon again,
Oh yeah. Okay.
and I actually reckon 3-1 in sets, but I think Neil in each set will be close.
Yeah.
So each set will go to either 3 or 4 frames.
I think you've stolen my prediction, but so just to counter that, I'm going for a 2-2, 2-2, black ball shootout.
Oh, why not? Go with what works, eh?
So there you have it.
Nice little kiss off the red to make that pocket more available if should he ever need a ball for it.
Where's the viewers? Oh yeah. Well, I didn't quite work out. No, not quite positive enough. He knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to split those out, but no, he's come short there.
Kind of needed more hammer and less subtlety.
Yeah.
Usually subtlety
Good
is
point.
his game.
Yeah,
but
good point, John, yeah.
Unfortunately, on that occasion, he needed to cue through it a bit more.
Sometimes you try and control things a bit too much. I mean, yeah, he could have done with a bit more oomph in that. Unless he's got an idea, he's going to put the blacks.
Doubles on here. If this goes. If this goes.
No legs.
No, not enough Weet-Bix. Or Weetabix. Both of these guys English born. Simon from Preston. And Neil Wally from, was it Newton on the Wirral, I think it's called? which is just not actually too far away from where Simon used to live.
No.
Newton on the Wirralls and Lancashire as well, I think.
And Neil used to work and live in Leicester, which is not far from my hometown, literally the next city. So, got a good connection with Neil. He's a very nice. It's not called the gentleman for no reason.
I think I know who's going to win, but you never do until the last black goes down, right? Really good look at these reds here, Neil, and at some point you'd have to figure that one down the rail will come into play on the left hand side of your screen.
Yeah, it's
quite possibly now, I would say.
Yeah.
Could play for the one in the middle next.
Oh, did you see that drift out and come back again?
Yeah, it kind of had a wee bit of rail hug at the end, didn't it?
Yeah.
But at the pace at which he played it was perfect.
Yeah, he's in a rhythm now. This is what I was talking about. He's a fast rhythmic player, and this is how he likes to play. Great shot.
It won't wipe both feet, but again the cueing is what helped to get that in.
Yeah.
Should be just a stun here, unless he's got more angle and he can go around the yellow.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
this is good, solid quality pull. Great to watch.
Probably better that he's done it like that too.
Yep, 2-all. Squares it up nicely.
Takes any inaccuracies and cueing away when you can just stroke through a ball like that with confidence, knowing that you're going to be there or thereabouts.
You couldn't ask for a better start. Excellent.
Good comment there from Mr. Southwest. Dead right.
Very kind, Mr. Southwest. But he stole the nickname before I could get it, so I had to be the cook.
The cook.
Which, if anybody's watched Breaking Bad, will understand. Not that I'm a meth cook. I'm a chef cook. I've never been able to get hold of the recipe, so I don't know. Yeah, he's a gentleman, alright. Lovely guy. Passionate about his cue sports. One of the best cueists on the circuit.
And both of these guys too, and they've shown multiple times in this game how good their cueing is. I mean, you don't get to the final of multiple tournaments without knowing your way around a pull stack.
Yep.
Both got big breaks too. I mean, Simon's...
Awesome, look at that. That's so cool.
Simon's got that alternative break that he uses when he just sort of controls it, rather than flat trying to hit it. Like, Neil's more of a smasher of the rack, whereas Simon breaks them up with more precision, so to speak.
Now the black would ordinarily be the issue here, but the balls, all the yellows are on. He might, I suppose, if he could pop this red in the middle, then reds are good.
Oh, either way, isn't it?
But the black, you know, if he does take reds, he's going to clear the middle of that table, and the double is clearly on.
I'd take reds, to be fair.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Decent starter, and you've got a number in the middle of the table you can use.
And be confident, you know, if you're going to leave that black as a double, then put that in your mindset at the start, and that's what you're aiming for. Yeah, we all like to break balls out and make them easier, but the double, if you practice, is a pretty straightforward shot. So if you have to play for that, play for it.
I mean, Neil's a good enough doubler that it shouldn't even worry him. He just needs to worry about getting the 7 before it to get onto the double.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see, now he's chosen reds, whether he does attempt to break it out or just do... I mean, I'm not sure where he's going next here.
Straight past the yellow.
Yeah, he's coming straight down the bottom, yep.
Bottom left. Top it through and try and leave himself on either the red in the middle or the red in the right-hand corner. This is at the Kashmir Club, Roger.
He loves playing topspin. He's so good at it.
Well, it's that cue power, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's what he gets from snooker.
Yep, good cueing, and he gets what he wants out of that white just from his great cue action.
And he's adjusted it very nicely for the smaller cue ball. That needs to flick.
Oh, he needs a flick. Has he got it? I don't think he has,
No,
I think he's come
too
the wrong
close
side.
to it.
Oh no. So much for our angle of viewing. Good shot. So here you go. He's going to leave himself that double we spoke about. At least that's what I'm predicting.
Well, odds on, but big screwback here might not be out of the question to try and flip this away.
But at this stage, with only 2 reds left, it's too risky. And once he's potted this, he's really got to feel lucky. He's queuing down. No, he's gonna play for that double.
It's a better option, isn't it? You just can't. You can't take that risk, really, can you?
I prefer the back double as well, like he's playing here. I don't like them dead straight. I'd prefer to cut them back into the middle. So this is the shot he played for from the start. Beautiful, beautiful. What a great clearance. And you know what? I mean, he planned that out in his head, and he obviously decided that black was doing that, and and that's half the battle. Once you've decided that's what you're going to do, then
you can map out a clearance around it, can't you? You don't have to be in two minds about what you're going to do with it.
Yes.
You've already made your mind up.
But he could have gone through that break thinking, I've got to find a way of getting that black out. When in fact there's no need, because the double is pretty much a simple, legitimate shot. And if you practice it, and like that, wins you the frame.
Neil, as you would have seen, is an excellent doubler too, so I mean he's not even scared of it. He just needs to make sure he maps out the other 7 balls, as I said before. And the double ends up just being the cherry on the cake.
Well, great set. Was he 2-0 down? Won the last 3.
He was, yes, yeah. Did right.
Momentum's with Neil. Yep.
Lovely
made
control of the cue ball there. Look how he stopped it in the middle of the table. Look at the reds, they're yummy. Just like my lamb before.
It couldn't have been beef, he didn't have any Yorkshires. Join us for the big lamb versus beef debate.
Right here on On-Cue Streaming. That's what you paid your money for, folks. Sorry about it.
Anyway, back to the pool.
Just before we get to the pool, just briefly want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors as well. Beds R Us, Prime Environmental, which is a company I work for. I decided to stump a wee bit of cash up to help this. Thank you very much. Queenstown Furniture Gallery, the Hangar Company NZ Limited, On-Cue of course for everything they've done for Pole and providing this wonderful streaming service. Thanks a whole bunch. Gerald Chambers and team,
Paul,
and also Nita Carr. So
Paul Chivers.
Oh, and Paul Chivers as
Technical
well.
expert.
Yeah, Techspert. And of course New Zealand Pool Promotions, because without the work that team does, I mean, this thing doesn't even get started. Absolutely wonderful job that each and every one of them has done to get this tournament to the stage. I mean, so much planning's gone into this event, it's gone off like clockwork.
So Neil's coming off 2 here. Good shot. Oh, look
Played
at that.
Really well, and he's
very
only
good.
left 1 red on by the look of it.
Yep, good shot. Can he come through the 2 yellows to stick it back in there?
Touch of swerve, maybe.
Possible. He doesn't want to go up the top and leave Neil with more options. Certainly coming down the side rail to clear this pocket. He's got this pocket, he doesn't want to lose it.
He's almost looking at that like it's a spider and it's ready to jump.
Well, if he does go up this one at the top, he wants to come down the left-hand cush to hide any opportunity to clear this corner.
It's a very subtle swerve, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like he can.
Yellows are very close together.
Keep an eye on those yellows, John. That's tight.
Alex is just asking you how you like your steak, Steve.
I'm a medium rare kind of guy. Flame grilled with salt
Flame grill's lovely.
and pepper sauce. Pepper sauce is the best. There you go. Ooh.
So Neil here, if he can get himself down this end of the table closest to us, then he can do some major damage here, because a number of these balls are on or could be made on.
He has left him this chance of clearing his pocket, but I guess it's not as easy as it looks.
No, I mean, that's not simple in any, under any circumstance, let alone a final. So, I mean, he's just using the weight of pressure here.
Yeah.
It's predictable that he's missed that. I mean,
Yeah.
Not because he's not good enough, but
Well,
just because of how difficult it was to actually get on a next ball.
this is there for the take-in for Simon. Don't see any issues here.
Would you take the red over the hole first here and try to spit back out, as long as you avoid the one next to it?
Well, the one he's
Spit
on
back
into
out.
the bottom left, it's hard to get back onto. So I think he's right to take this. He's going to play the plant. There's no reason he shouldn't. Once he's cleared these two, then it's just dot to dot.
The plant seems to be a more viable shot in these rules than any other, don't they? I mean, I don't see any rules played where the plant is played as often, to be honest. It's almost like
Okay.
because the players, I mean, the players know about it. They're good enough to play the shot. They must practice it quite a lot, because they know with the layout of the balls the way they are that there's every chance of you getting a plant.
Oh,
I say that and he doesn't play it.
You see, I don't know why he didn't play the plant. That was a mistake. Plant was fine. I know the other yellow was flicking the white at a funny angle, but there's no reason he shouldn't have played that plant.
Well, the red would have been close enough to the hole anyway.
And now he's still got that shot that he avoided. So anyway, we'll see what he makes of this. You see by his speed, he's just, it frustrates you as a player when things don't work out, so then you tend to speed up. Just,
Yeah, never speed up.
well,
when
try
you're
to catch
frustrating.
up almost to make amends quickly.
What I reckon about that, though, is that you give yourself more room to hang with
Yeah.
when you do that. Rather, you slow it down just a bit, just to get yourself back even.
Yeah, it's a good shot. It's a great shot.
He's made a really good fist of this.
He
though.
has, yeah. Well, he's back to
missed
the ball he
yellow.
started with, or... Yeah, you see,
Well,
he was always
flicked
flicking that...
yellow, but
He
he's
was always
okay.
flicking that yellow, so he tried to avoid it there.
Might have come up roses here, I reckon.
Well, look, he's
This
got
isn't
a
overly
shot.
awkward.
The way he cues, the way he potted those blacks in the semi, then just do your... Oh dear,
Overcut it
overcut it.
by some distance too. And you can see how angry he was at that. Walking away from the table, like, why did I do that? It could very well come down to the fact that he didn't play the plant as he suggested he did.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, one thing leads to the other, look. Yep, shot. Look at that.
Oh, that's filth. But in the best kind of way. I mean, we would have all been singing his praises if he'd made that black, but the fact that he didn't
That's right.
means that we're criticising
Well,
him.
ultimately, the mapping out that he talks about, well, we all talk about, I mean, that's how we finish frames. It doesn't always work out. And if you you can work out all you like, you still got to execute each and individual element of that clearance perfectly. And if you don't, then you're right. Oh, great shot.
Oh, his magic one there.
Did he jump that ball then?
He didn't jump over the ball.
No.
Over any ball, so it's a fair shot. Just having a wee look at the replay of this on the other screen whilst Neil's queuing this up. No, that didn't jump
No.
over a ball. It actually missed all the yellows and then sort of jumped. And obviously it took off from the rail because of all the spin he put on it. I reckon he goes for the plant here. Plant into the middle pocket.
But yeah, going back to that, the mapping out, you know, it works to a certain extent, but you still got to execute it. So when part of that plan doesn't work, then you obviously have to change your shot. And that's what happened there, and ultimately it didn't work. Yeah, good shot. I like that. I like the plan. When you have to do that, is play it with authority and get that ball that's flying around the table out. Don't tickle it.
Well, he needed to screw back off it, didn't he?
Yeah.
To position on something else, which he's done really well. Now he's got an angle to play for 2 or even all 3 of them if he wants to. Just depends on which
He's under a bit of
route he
pressure
takes.
because he's playing aggressive still, and the black's in the middle of the table. So, yeah, okay. But now he's got himself in a bit of a pickle. It wasn't always going to be easy. But the way Neil cues, then I wouldn't be surprised if he hammers this in the top corner.
Neither, but will he? Or will he play for
Well, his options are limited. I mean, he could clip off this one on the right and leave a hard black, but I wouldn't. You wouldn't want to leave Simon any black.
No, it's not really viable. You've got to go for this.
There you go. What a shot that is. I've seen him do that so often. When he's under the pump and he needs to cue straight and he's stuck on the cush. Wow, what a shot.
You reckon he tries to bring that out or play for the double again?
Oh, he's tried to hold. Not
That's
sure.
pretty good, you know. I'd take that.
But he did have a perfect angle to nick it out, but he tried for precision. He's still on.
Just needs to flick it down the rail.
Yeah, bit of left hand flick. No.
Overcut it.
No.
Got behind it. There's always a chance of that with a small cue ball. Down she goes, and I think Simon was just saying there that he played a number of really good shots to get to that last ball, and then unfortunately couldn't ice it. So 1-0 in the second set to Simon.
So this game is still finally poised. Although Neil's a set
Finally poised, I like that. If you weren't intending to make that a pun, I made it one.
That's something you come out with. I should have given you that before.
I gave myself that.
You
I don't need a present, I'll just get it myself. Peter Wyatt, one of your great mates, I take it.
Wow. Hey Pete, how are you, mate? Yeah, an old friend I bumped into a few weeks ago. He did mention he likes to catch up on any pool going on over here with a few other friends. So, no, really good to hear from you, Pete.
Really good to have
you. Hope you're enjoying
on.
the quality of pool. It's just phenomenal.
Really good to have you watching as well. I mean, all viewers in England watching us.
That's all the way from Rugby in Warwickshire.
But yeah, I mean, anybody who tunes in from overseas, I mean, it's gold, isn't it? I mean,
Absolutely.
All of our viewers are gold.
That's right. It's what we're striving for, is to get the game out there and many people that we can to watch it. And really, this is it. This is the pinnacle. This is what you're watching here is what we've got to offer. And I think it's pretty good. How it stands up in the rest of the world, well, time will tell. But we get that opportunity in November to play Australia, and that's something we're all really looking forward to here in New Zealand, is to get the game across the borders. And there was always the driving force behind Brad Campbell's dream and ideas was to get us out there playing, and hopefully in November that's the start. So stay tuned for that. The team's been selected, and the team hopefully will be in Melbourne in November to play Australia, and you don't want to miss it.
Well, the best thing about this is that it's on the up and up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you look at it now, and no matter what you think of it, whether you think it's amateur, whether you think it looks great, I mean, it's just going to get better. I mean, we're learning this game quite well now. I mean, we're a bit late to the party, but we're here, and we're making a decent fist of it, and we've got, obviously, on cue New Zealand pool promotions and the originators of the idea being that committee that met 11 years ago to discuss the fate of New Zealand pool back then. And
well, we all talk about the fact that we've lost 20 years on Australia and the rest of the world. I mean, but at the end of the day, that's happened, that's gone. We can't change that. So all we're trying to do now is make amends by getting ourselves back in there, and it starts from playing the rules, and then it starts from introducing new players, and tournaments like this are just so exciting, and hopefully before long, we'll be recognised as a force to be reckoned with. So, no, it's excellent. Bright future, especially with some of the younger players. Des, obviously, Adam Lilly, to name but a few. Shaden McKenzie, fantastic young player. They're the ones that need to be playing in these rules.
I mean, and also you look at the likes of Blake Bernard. I mean, he's only 15 and he's making waves, especially in the North Island. But when you give that boy a couple of years' time, and he's going to be real dangerous.
Well, if he went into a tournament with a junior team, we'd have a half decent chance with a junior team, I think.
Hell yeah! I mean, the way that the juniors are taught now, I mean, their passion for the game is, I mean, undeniable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they get the best coaching, they get people who actually really care about them and what they do. I mean, Neil Wally's one of them. He's an excellent coach.
He's a great coach, yeah.
Snooker, pool, doesn't matter. Gives a lot of his time back to the game.
Great effort. Good
tried
confidence.
To go other side of that, didn't he?
Yeah, he tried to put a bit of running side on that. It didn't take. That's just simply a case of not cueing it exactly where he wanted, but look, he is where he is. He knows what his shots are double, and he knows where he's misjudged that. He's misjudged that. He won't be happy with that. You can tell by his body language that he knows that was on, and he's basically handed Simon the opportunity to take this frame.
He almost wanted to bang his cue into the floor.
Yeah,
I
did.
He?
Yeah,
but
I saw
it's
that,
always detrimental to your cue when you do that.
Oh, I know that from experience. A few weeks ago, I banged my cue on, broke it.
I'd like to see that too, Alex. I mean, no disrespect to the CNZ rules, but I mean, this has got a lot more potential for players of the future. I mean, that's what we're laying the foundation for right now, isn't it? I mean, these guys obviously getting on a little bit. I mean, Simon 39 and Neil 55, I think. I mean,
he's older than me.
Yeah, but I mean, the point I'm making is that it's going to be the under 30s that are going to benefit the most from this. I mean, these guys at the moment are the very best in the game here, but again, you give it a few years and then you'll start to see the more junior players start to take over, quite possibly, because they've been given the exposure early in their pool careers to this.
Simon hitting the ball really well there. Really impressed with that. I mean, I know it was pretty straightforward, but he was cueing well, confident. All the side took nicely, and Neil would be disappointed with giving him that opportunity when he would have expected to have taken that frame. So suddenly, Simon's back in the match with 2 games in this set, race to 3.
So this is why you've got to love the format too. I mean, Neil's first set to begin with, but then Simon's just, given that little block and play being over, Simon's just roared back in this one, and I mean, you can see players start to rise and fall.
Well, Simon's actually 4-3 up in frames, and he's actually down in the match for now.
Well, for now, of course, yeah. No, I'd keep the small white ball Barton McGill. I think it adds to the authenticity of the game if you keep the small white ball.
Oh, there's been many talk about switching small to. Yeah, I mean, it's been talked about, but really, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with Clubs New Zealand rules. I particularly like the big white. It's just about, there's a place for everything. And
I mean, cue sport's a cue sport, isn't it?
yeah.
But the authentic way for me to play this game, reds and yellows, whether it's two shot or black ball, is with a smaller white ball. So I reckon if you're going to commit to it, you need to commit fully to it. Can't really have a hybrid of playing reds and yellows with a 2-inch cue ball. I mean, that's just my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
I know others mileage may vary.
Yeah, Tara's just pointing out the team for the Australian tour.
Just looking at what we've got. I mean, that's all done on rankings plus.
So at the moment it stands
cards,
with
isn't
Baden
it?
Jackson, Neil Wally, Des Wilcox, Adam Early, Adam Shaw, Simon and Healy. So when you look at that, it's absolutely bang on. It's who
hard
should
to
be going.
disagree with that, isn't it?
No, and it's based purely on talent and about the rankings on where they are at the moment. And that's it. It's who's in form. It's not who did what when back then. It doesn't mean
it's
anything.
who does what
It's who's
right
what's
now.
doing well now, and that ranking is telling you who's doing well now, and that's who should be going. Yeah, I missed the South Islands. I did well in the Nationals, but I don't make the rankings, and that's I have to accept that. Doesn't mean I should go based on anything. It's about who should go based on talent right now.
Oh, I flicked off the yellow to make that angle for that other red. Otherwise it would have been coming back to straight and he wouldn't have had the angle that he's got now. Punch this in and screw out middle of the table for the red just above the
Every now and again Neil puts one of them in. It's inexplicable. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a fluent player. He gets down, he knows his cue action, he has the same process every shot, and he relies on him having that angle set in his head. But of course, every now and again, one throws wide or short.
I reckon it could be a tiny rush of blood, couldn't it?
Well, it's more evident on the simpler shots like that because that's something you'd expect him to get those 10 out of 10. Quite frankly, but he just for whatever reason.
It's just a scent in blood, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Blood,
yeah.
You just want to punch it in and get on with it.
And that's really key, controlling that adrenaline. When you've just cleared and you come to the table, you're pumped, you want to keep going, you want to keep that adrenaline going. But sometimes it calls for just a little bit of calm and brain overtakes.
I mean, every single one of the semi-finalists, just to give you an idea, is in the New Zealand team. Baden Jackson and Adam Lilly, it was just a bad tournament for them, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it happens.
Yeah, it does happen.
But they're still quality enough to make the team.
Yep. At least they were in it, and they were invited to be in it for good reason.
Oh, did he?
Good effort.
It was a great effort. He managed to get his cue out of the way quite nicely there because there was every chance he was going to double cue that.
He's definitely favourite to make this one set all at this stage, so it'd be interesting to see what Neil can do to get himself out of this pickle. Simon's definitely whole shot for this. But what can Neil do? Yeah, I think he was trying to go down there and hide and promote his ball, but it was never really going to help him much.
He was trying to make that yellow ugly, I think. He hasn't quite gotten that red far enough across.
I mean, Simon could be really brave and just get into this one down the bottom, but maybe he wants to leave that. No, he wants to leave that as his last ball. Looking at it now. Now he's moved. No,
it hasn't quite
well,
gone.
He's got no choice. Maybe you have to take this now. Or
Not necessarily. He could promote something or play a double.
he might go in the middle. He might
I
risk
reckon he
that.
doubles this one in bulk here. And keep the cue ball down this end of the table away from the reds that Neil really wants to play, I think. Or he could even play a snooker.
Yeah, I thought that was in. From this angle it looked in. I was calling that was a great shot, but no, didn't quite make it. Okay.
I don't think this passes into the middle, because if it did, Neil would be going for it, because he'd get the correct side of all of these balls. as it is now, I mean, the only shot that he can really get on these reds on the left-hand side of the table is to the one in the middle.
Yeah, John, I know what you're saying. I mean, there is an opportunity to make a hybrid set of rules, I guess. It could be considered. I do like both sets of rules as they stand. They're what we know and people like them. I mean, ultimately in this world it'd be great to have one set of rules that we all play, but it's never going to happen, not in my lifetime anyway.
That's another bad miss from Simon.
Well, was he thinking more about getting that white up there than the pot? I think he probably was. Because where was he going next?
Well, I mean, getting the white up there was pretty much paramount to ensuring Neil didn't even have a sniff at this. So maybe not so inexcusable.
Yeah.
I mean, it always looks bad when it misses like that, but sometimes you've got to think, well, what's the bigger picture in this?
Yeah.
Tell you what, this would
Does
be
that
a hell
go
of
in
a
off
shot.
does that plan go off the yellow? How's he going to play it?
Would it be flick off the red just above the black?
Does he know something we don't?
Or even play a 3-ball play?
Jesus.
I know it's sounding like
It's wild.
wishful thinking, isn't
That's
it? But
wild.
he's that far behind in the frame.
Oh, he played it.
Oh, skill shot!
Wow.
Really? Really, Neil?
How many do you want in one shot? Don't be greedy.
Oh, don't stop now. You might as well. It's still your shot, Neil.
That was incredible. 3 balls in one shot.
Jesus, that
Illegal.
really... I tell you what, that was really...
Wow.
It was a brave shot to begin with.
And he's got it. He's
Might have
bloody
got this
got
too,
it.
yeah.
What a shot that is. He's going to have to play some even more spectacular shots there. He's got to go up the rail, hasn't he? Top right.
He does.
There's no way.
Oh, he'll be on an absolute high now. You have to give himself some time to calm down.
Wow.
That really...
Oh, stop it. Tell you what.
Cut it out. No, cut it in.
This is obscene. Yeah.
Tell you what, this really is who dares wins this frame.
Well, there you have it.
Bosh! Have it!
Wow, what a finish that was, eh? Talk about all in for the finish. All in or what?
I mean, I'll be completely fair. I mean, he was a bit lucky, wasn't he?
Back into.
I mean, to be completely fair, he was a wee bit lucky there, but he rode his luck. He had to try something. He rode his luck. He had to try something. It worked, and he finished. End of. Yeah, it was. I mean, he did that against Danny Bowen too, didn't he, John? Just pulled a shot out from absolutely nowhere. Big break from Simon. I think he'll still be wondering how he lost that last frame, to be honest. Chanced his arm, it came off, so, you know, he's only got one arm now. This really was a desperate situation that he'd gotten himself in. And sometimes you just have to roll the dice and hope you get 2 6s. Neil Wally actually at the table. I thought for a moment it was Simon, but How about this? This will be to make it 2 games each in this set. From where he was two games to 0 down, and you know, staring down the barrel of it. Get this one, get this frame. 2 each, all of a sudden it's a different set. And he's every chance then of winning the set, and then that would be a massive swing again, because highlights how awesome this particular format is with the sets. Is, I mean, it's games within games, isn't it? Beautiful leave on the black here. Now just he needs to make sure of it. Down the rail, yes. So Neil Wally, well, out of nowhere really, it's 2 games apiece in this second set. Could it be that semi-final all over again? Simon was down 2 sets to 0 then. Could we see it again? Simon will break to, for him, hopefully ensure that he doesn't, because he doesn't need that stress again, really. Here goes the break. Yep, got 1, got 2. Looking around if he's got any decent starters here. Not really. I mean, he's kind of looking at the rack of balls there, and perhaps feeling a bit left out that he hasn't actually got a good starting ball. And the break was spectacular, really. I mean, he got the split, I mean, he got the cue ball in a good place, but a little unfortunately, he hasn't given himself a good first shot, but he's just got to get over it. He's made a good shot. He's gotten on the set, he's gotten a good next shot. Could play the one into the middle here. I mean, it's slightly awkward having to bridge over the yellow. Could play the one bottom left. It's slightly less awkward. And the one in the middle you would think would offer better position, but this one's easier to cue. Simon likes to make things easier for himself, and he's got the skill with manoeuvring the cue ball to still give himself a good shot at that red next to the black. The angle there is just right to go behind the black and the yellow, come off the rail and give himself a nice shot on that ball in bulk there, or rather the one on the bulk line. So you want to leave his cue ball pretty much right on the bulk line here. And call for a stun. Then it's a natural sort of weighted shot from the last red down to the black. Could choose to go either side of this yellow here in the centre of the table. Oh, that's a spectacular shot. The touch on that was amazing, and he's gotten himself a lovely shot on the black here. Oh, and off the door, but in it counts. So Simon Singleton hits back, and in some way he was 2-0 up. Neil absolutely fired to get it to 2 each, and Simon as clinical as ever, just icing it. So 1 set apiece. You revert to being even. Yeah, I mean, Paul just said it. Essentially, you start all over again here. Just one set each closer to winning. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see that compilation as well, Stiggy. I really hope somebody makes it. I know Alex will be having a look at it himself to see if he can, make a compilation of the best shots in the tournament. And there's a lot of footage to go through. There were a number of amazing shots the first day, that deserve to make that. But the standard of pool today has just gone up another level. It's almost like yesterday was a dress rehearsal for today, really. This is played on a different table, Vilcanot, if that's how you pronounce that name, is it? This is not a 9-foot table, this is an English style 7-foot table, and these balls are 2 inches across. Well, at least the colour balls are 2 inches across. The cue ball is smaller at 1 7/8 inch. This kind of pool is more popular in some of the English-speaking countries like New Zealand here, Australia across the Tasman Sea, England, South Africa. Some of the countries that play a lot of rugby. A lot of English countries. Cheers, bud.
You can get me one later.
What do you drink?
Anything. How's it going? So it's one set all. Excellent.
But this kind of pool tends to be more popular in the English-speaking countries, or countries that used to be or still are in the Commonwealth, just because it's an English game to start with. American 9-ballers or American 8-ball played on the 9-foot tables is popular here as well, but possibly not as much so as this game right now.
If you do a survey and ask people, what is pool, then more than likely the winner would be American 9-ball. People know that.
Hell yeah, everyone knows it, knows the game.
But if you try and say, what about English 8-ball or shot? Great shot.
Lovely
what
game.
A shot. Great shot.
Simon managed to ice that last frame to get the set.
I missed it. I went to the loo, come back. Well, it's one set all, but that's great. Finally poised. And Neil's got first dibs at this one, has he? Playing some right hands check on this. Right, and look at that. Now he just
suicide, as some people call it.
It is with this white.
Well, it is if you get it wrong.
He's just mapping this out nicely. Just roll this down. He doesn't want to have, because he's going to be close to the cushion. He wants the right angle, because he can't put bottom on it if he leaves it close. Yeah, no, he's missed it. You see, it would have been difficult there to progress because he didn't have that right angle on this next yellow, so it's probably better he did hang it.
He would have been able to make that angle though. It's there and you can see it. Well, I can see it from where I am.
Actually, there's more angle than on this view, isn't there? Yeah, you can see there is, yeah.
It's the same table, both monitors. It's just that the view top right actually gives you a better look at that shot than the main angle does. Steve Denton, Mabel, just came back in now. Have a look top of your screen. Good to have a co-pilot for this game. It's good to have a co-pilot for the previous game. It certainly helps the commentary when you've got two of us in here.
Yeah, well, it's easy to talk about something you'll enjoy watching, so all you got to do is talk about it. Oh, he's gone for that. No, he's in a bit of trouble here, Si, on this early stages of the third set.
They had to go, didn't it?
It had to go, yep. Now,
the way he played it was definitely positive because he knew it too.
there really isn't anything difficult, Neil. For Neil, just plot this out. He may move this on the side cush or come up behind it. Yep, fine.
A bit of both there.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Used it nicely to control the cue ball. Run into the ball, I mean, you're not really promoting it, but you're giving yourself a better shot on it. How did that miss? That actually looked in most of the way. And then the jaw just rushed up on it.
And as much as Simon hasn't got a lot left he can do, I mean, he'll find something. I mean, the skill shot is something.
There's a skill shot somewhere, isn't there?
Well, there's got to be, but right now he's got to find a hiding place.
Well, he's got to play this long red into the top right corner, I reckon. Because then he's got those reds in the middle of the table that he could potentially use for a skill shot.
Or the precision snooker. Which
Get away from the red.
He sort of had both options there. I mean, the precision snooker is basically you just concentrate on why you're getting behind a red. And it's far from easy, but if you nail it, then you're back in. And he nearly did both there.
Could be going for the skill shot here. This ball's pretty much over the hole.
The pace is everything on this. People think you have to hit these hard, and you certainly don't. How many times have you potted a ball onto another ball and you've hardly hit it and it's followed in? So people, when they try a skill shot, they feel they've got to hit it with some pace, and they don't. All he's got to do is concentrate on being accurate, and that red will follow in after that yellow.
Well, I was about to say, just before he hit that shot, I wonder if that second red will help him.
Yeah, I wonder if that had gone without that red, he might not have gone. Yeah, but still, he didn't hit it hard. He just
hit it true.
He just did it true. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Hamish. That's a lovely comment. Oi, oi, oi.
I'm just feeding John lots of whiskey, and he's just mellowing.
Much like the whiskey. Well, it's certainly different to yesterday, isn't it? I mean, I enjoyed yesterday very much, but unfortunately towards the end of the day I started to feel a bit tired, but definitely not right now. I'm feeling real good.
Yeah, good
Get
shot.
there,
Good
yeah,
shot. Dead straight, but he doesn't have to do a lot. I think he can flick out on this. Nice. That's a good frame to win, because he was dead and buried actually. Neil would be disappointed losing this frame. He definitely had the better chance.
Yeah, we couldn't quite make it, and we thought that both of those were going to go in at one point, and they just hung there. And kudos and props to Simon for playing the skill shot when he did and making it work. Took a risk, paid off, and he won the frame.
I mean, the skill shot is one of the big advantages, but also it can be a disadvantage. People feel, it's an easy option, but it's not. So, to be honest, quite often to make a skill shot, you've got to be brave. You've really got to, we used to play these rules back in the day so long ago, but it was so exciting when it came in, because it offered you a whole different option and solution to clearing. And we used to come up with all sorts of crazy ways to pot a ball, and it doesn't have to be like you saw there. I mean, we'd pot a ball and send the white around the table and still pot another ball, and it would be a legal shot.
It's not exactly the way you would be taught how to do it.
No, but you have to just do.
It's a way of doing it.
Yeah, it's just something you adapt to, and it's slightly harder with the bigger tables here in New Zealand. They're slightly smaller in England.
We say this is an English 7-foot table, but
yeah,
it's not truly 7 feet, is it? It's 7 feet from the inside to the inside of the two short rails.
If you turn the English table upside down, it would fit in the playing area of this table.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's probably roughly
the best way to decipher it, isn't it?
So you're looking at...
You could use it as a tabletop, couldn't you?
Yes, we have a 7-foot playing area. The English tables are a 7 foot overall overall.
So about 6 roughly.
Yeah.
By 3, 6 by 3.
Yes,
These are 7 by 3.5.
But they used to have a 5-foot one as well, because a lot of the pubs in England were smaller, and they wouldn't have any room, and they'd have a smaller table than that. And quite often there'd be a tiny little queue in the corner for where you couldn't get the queue in, and that would be the pub queue that you'd use for where you couldn't quite get your queue in. Or we'd split our queues in half and use half our queue. So you get the idea.
I mean, that reminds me of pockets that used to be around as a 9-ball pool hall in central Christchurch. I mean, there was a dirty big pylon right next to one of the tables, and you couldn't actually, you had to get a jump queue out to play certain shots, because you couldn't actually play it with your normal playing queue because
Would they
you couldn't
supply
get a
it?
backswing.
Would they supply it for you?
They had like a half queue that you could use.
Yeah, good shot.
Good controlled bump on that red. And still got to watch the traffic around it though.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can do with this white, even at such close proximity. A little bit of a dig into the base of this. I know he's going down the bottom, so will he try and get the other one off? He has. Great shot! What a shot that is!
Absolutely magical.
It don't get better than that. That's just precision.
Also the
Precision.
the southern pairs played this weekend as well. Speaking of other pool tournaments, congratulations to Mike Grattan and Shannon Swain for taking that out. Played at the same time as this, so it's a bit unfortunate that some players couldn't go to it, but those two did, and well done to them. And also good to see that we've got more pool being played in the extreme southern region of New Zealand.
Now, Neil, he may choose to clip off this red into the middle and come down the bottom and round for the red in the same pocket. Yeah, slow. Oh, he's hit. No,
Hit it, but he can still
he's okay.
clip it in. It's
He's
just
okay.
going to be the cue ball control that'll
And maybe the
decide
black in the
this.
same pocket as well.
Could be a double here if this passes the yellow.
This has got to be precise. Oh, and he's
Woo,
played it
woo.
perfectly.
Oh,
What
lovely.
a shot that is.
Mwah.
That clearance
Give it a
is
chef's
as
kiss, Steve.
good as it gets. Awesome. That was excellent. I had everything. Well done. Excellent.
Well,
I
this is
challenge
a-
anybody to show us better pool than that, I tell you.
The whole
On this table,
game.
brilliant.
I think this whole game, really. I mean, this whole day. I mean, semi-finals onwards. I mean,
Oh, it's been
the
great.
pool has been top drawer. It really has.
Well, I might not be playing in it, but I feel like I'm part of it. Just being here and watching it. It is fantastic.
And that's what our jobs are at the moment as commentators. We're trying to make the people watching feel like they're part of it.
Yeah.
And I hope we're doing that.
Well, I'm glad I'm here. Almost
Same.
regretting not being in it.
You are now, are you? You're starting to get FOMO.
No. Next year. Alex said I can go in it next year.
Thank you, Grant, for that. A recent friend on Facebook. Most likely will see him when I go up to
Yeah.
Mount Maunganui for the CNZ Nationals in about a month's time.
Yeah, cheers for
Can't
that,
wait for
Grant.
that.
Great to hear from you, mate. And we'll see you in October on the Mount. Looking forward to it, mate.
Yeah, that's a great place to watch pool too, isn't it? When you can just sit at home and see it in the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
And Nikki there just saying that she's chillaxing, watching the pool. I mean, in lieu of actually being here to experience it, it's the best way to see the game, isn't it?
I agree, Nikki, as well. I mean, that's where I normally would be. I just love sitting back and watching the games on the big TV, but I try and make a point of coming down to support these finals, where I can, because it's always nice to be here and be amongst friends and pool family, especially at the moment with the way things have gone this week. But thanks for watching. Yeah.
Could flick that up.
Yeah,
Just
I see
looking at
that.
that red on the
John's just
top
pointing
rail.
out, you could get that red off the bottom rail off with this flick in the middle, but it looks like he might be going the other way.
I mean, he's always got that shot in his locker, doesn't he?
Yeah, good
He
shot.
made the reds, so he's on reds. So he's got
I
he's
think
got
he
one of
wanted
these
to
shot.
be on that one on the left corner, look, to knock it out there early. But he's just
Yeah, but
fell short.
That's okay though, because he's got other balls he can play to work to it. Not probably as good as that first one, but this one here on the bulk line, if he just paces it in, then he can have much the same sort of shot.
Well,
Just
this is
be a
what we're
little bit
saying.
longer.
We're all saying about getting that difficult ball out early, and he was definitely trying to do that there. Now he's having to leave it later than he wants, because at some point you've got to decide whether you still want to continue. Because if you end up with that ball on the bottom cush as your last, well, what's the point? The rest of this is irrelevant. He's going for it now, and he's got to get it out now.
Well, this is the time, isn't it?
Now he's done that,
Ooh,
and he's got a ball in the
Oh,
left centre, but again, the point of getting a ball out, wherever you get it out, is what you're going to be left with. There's no point going for a breakout if you're left with nothing. You're in the same, but he is left with something. He's got this.
It's not as good as
It's not
he
easy,
wanted.
but it's a frame-winning shot. And
Off the red,
Nice.
maybe unintentionally. Yeah, I mean the way he walked away from that shot, he wasn't intending to get it in like that because he's made that red a bit harder. It still will go in the middle, but I mean as far as position goes off it, it becomes a lot more difficult.
yeah, I'd want to be
because it's a
leaving it on
harder
the.
shot.
I want to be leaving it as far on the left-hand side. He's pointing there now. He doesn't want to be straight, or he doesn't want to be. He's got to come the cushion side of that shot. So when he pots it, he's coming away with the white and giving himself an angle. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, he hasn't quite made that. So that's
Yeah,
where he
wanted-
didn't want to be. He wanted to be
He
further
wanted
to the left.
He wanted to cut it and have the cue ball
Yes.
travel more middle of the table, so he could maybe go between the black and the yellow.
Now he's got to force this in to give him any sort of a chance of clearing this. Lots of top spin, lot. Yeah,
Good luck on
and
that
that's the
angle.
problem. You see,
Good
so
luck on that angle in these middle pockets.
he
yeah.
put his finger where he wanted the white, and he didn't put the white there, and he's paid the penalty. So advantage nil.
I'd say good luck to anyone who plays that shot. Trying to get that from that angle on these tables is incredibly difficult.
Well, if you look where the white's landed, you could argue he could have hit that half power and still got on that red. So he probably overhit it, if I'm honest. He knows the dangers of overhitting into the middles here.
Snooker.
Yeah, that was always a backup shot, wasn't it?
It was, but I mean, he had a shot if he'd got it though, so it's a fair shot in any sense, really. I think my mum just texted me telling me she's watching this. I feel really special now.
You've always been
I just
special.
need my wife to
John,
join in.
you've always been special. You know that. You don't need your mum to tell you, do you?
Well, she didn't tell me, but she did tell me she loved me, so that
Well, she's watching,
gave me
yeah?
a bit of warm and fuzzies.
Does she play pool?
Used to.
Oh, excellent.
Squeeze me in.
A shot that is, folks.
I've got an appointment in 5 minutes, no problem. Squeeze me in.
Oh, that's just epic. What do you reckon? Two cushions and out for the black in the left centre? It looks like he's putting a bit side on there. He's
Yeah,
coming,
that's where
he's
he's
coming
going.
round. Look at that. There we go. Beautiful.
Oh, that's a magic
Absolutely
shot
beautiful.
again.
Yep, well played. That was excellent. Great finish.
Put it on an absolute postage stamp, that.
Watch that back and enjoy.
Well, it's more vintage pole, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're playing this in the final for a reasonable amount of money and, you know, a reasonable title. No, a big title.
See, I thought I had nothing against what Neil did earlier in the frame. I thought he played the right shot.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't pop the ball, but he played the right shot. But I mean, Simon just played a better shot, so hats off.
Well,
And Neil will be the first person to do it.
Here's a little tip for people out there if you're practicing, and people say, how can you practice on your own? What's the point? There's no competition. A little tip, something I do. I break, I go red's aggressive, yellow's negative. So basically every shot on red, you just go for it. Doesn't matter how crazy the shot is. But every shot on yellow, try and be defensive. Pretend that your life depends on it. And do you know what? Reds will win 3 times as many as the Yellows. Going to prove that the aggressive game, the aggressive pool will definitely win out. And that's why you see the majority of these players are playing aggressive pool and they're winning. Once you try and play that safety, it's so difficult. You can play safety, you can keep playing safety, but eventually you've got to attack. And when you've played safety for a few minutes or however long, it's really difficult to get your mindset back into aggressive pool because you've been trying to be precise in that defensive game. And
it takes a lot out of you, doesn't it?
It does.
To be able to execute that time and again. I mean, it's like potting balls, except with potting balls, I mean, it comes more naturally to players than playing safety.
Absolutely.
Even those who
practices safety.
Yeah, I mean, guys like, I'm just giving you an example. I mean, guys like Dean Garnett, I mean, great player. Different style of game that he plays, more defensive style of game. I mean,
and it works.
It gets results, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's probably got a better chance to become unstuck against players like Neil and to an extent Simon, who know when to stick and when to twist.
Yes, but when you're playing someone who's not saying practice, but is very good at defensive pool, then it can, be difficult for an attacking player to play against because you're playing somebody who knows how to play the rules, how to be crafty. So I remember back in England that was the case. Some of the defensive players would win out because they know how to play defensive. And we all know how to play attacking.
I think in New Zealand, I mean, the style of pool played in general in New Zealand is more an attacking style.
Exactly,
isn't
yeah.
it?
So there is there's no option there. You just got to attack. There is a defence.
I mean, guys like, again, Dean Garnett, to use an example. I mean, they're a holdout from the... Oh, that's a magic shot.
I tell you what, you're seeing some things. It's absolutely incredible shots here.
We're seeing both players too. I mean, both players have served up an absolute treat here.
That's suddenly opened up this frame for Neil.
I see Daniel Cole's having a wee dance next to us. He's absolutely loving this as well.
I've got a riff in about 5 minutes, so...
Oh, really? Okay, so there's a bit of insider information. 5 minutes time.
After this frame.
After this frame, we will be going to the 30-second clock. So that will change the dynamics of the match. Sorry.
I don't think it's really going to change too much, to be honest. I mean, both of these players are playing to a reasonable time anyway.
I mean, amongst the balls, they're both dangerous.
Simon's a slower player. There's a story going back where Brad Campbell called the ref out to put Simon on the clock during the CNZ semi-finals one year, and Brad beat him because he knew that he couldn't deal with the time, and it worked a treat. I always maintain that. I thought it was genius. It wasn't maybe quite gentlemanly, but he was within the rules.
How about get to 2.5 hours in this final then?
Well, at the end of the day, it worked, and Simon lost, and Brad got to the final against Glenn Coots and lost in the final. But it was a great example of someone using the rules, and there's nothing wrong with that because we can all take too long.
Yeah, lovely. Thought there was a half a chance that might have gone too far, but no, that set pretty much perfectly for him.
He's got a wall of yellows there to hammer into, to hold for this red.
Try and use this yellow. No, he's not, but he uses it for position. I thought he might have tried to deflect off the yellow first of all to hold.
Does it cut in without using the yellow?
Yes,
it does.
Look at your top right.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, but you lose that white big time.
He's going to try and play it off the yellow to try and hold the cue ball, or hold it more, because there's a better chance that he's going to lose it if he doesn't play the deflection. Yellow, that needs to slow down.
What a shot.
That's a great shot. Okay.
Sorry, Mabel, I've lost the track of what you mean. I'm guessing you mean the reds and yellows attack versus defence. I don't know when you say normal pool.
What is normal anymore?
Yeah, what's normal?
What even is?
But I guess so. I mean, you know, all I'm saying is, I suppose my point was, when you're playing on your own, there's no competition. You're just playing against yourself. So what I try and do is pitch myself against myself. And
that's what everything is,
but you've
to
got,
an extent.
well, yeah,
you're always playing against yourself.
That's right. But how do you differentiate between whether you're playing well or good? So if you take one set and you play defensive and one set attacking, it's one way of making the game more interesting. What you're practicing.
Yeah, I mean you try
and
to
it teaches
play
you both
two
sides of the game.
minds,
Yeah,
like
exactly. It's
left
like
brain,
being
right brain, and so on. You're trying to train your brain as well for different players who play different styles of play, and
I
how
challenge
best to play to counter that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I challenge anyone to give it a go, and you could do it with CNZ rules, I guess, to a certain extent.
Yeah, I mean, some people, like players who block pockets, for example.
Exactly,
and
like you used to do back in the day. I remember watching
I'll
you.
put my
You were the
hand up.
biggest pocket blocker I've ever met.
I'll put my hand up. And
You used to put all your balls over the pocket, like 7.
Can't. There's only 6 pockets. But
No, I mean over one
I
pocket.
take your point.
You know what I mean? You used to load a pocket with all your...
Or just play pocket sort of weight to try and sit it there.
Yes.
To use that as a defence mechanism.
You know how to play Clubs New Zealand rules defensively better than anyone. Because I watched you.
Well, I mean, I like to think I'm a more attacking sort of player
Now.
by trade.
Now.
I mean, now especially. I mean, you find out just by watching and playing that that's the way you've got to play in those rules too.
Yeah. Just plant on?
Well, you play it on merit, but you also know that often merit is to get in and get it done before the other player can.
Is that plant on, or is he going to squeeze it?
I don't think it is on.
Do you
The
think?
balls, if you ever look at the...
So if you look at that plan, it's not quite on, but will he...
The ball's
oh, no, he's not
almost
there.
touching as well, so he can't... don't think he can make it on.
Oh, what a shot.
Control's brilliant, this, isn't it?
It's great.
Wonder if he's got enough angle
Putting
to
top
split
on this.
these.
He's putting... Oh my God, what was he doing there?
He was trying to go...
It was a
one,
Hail Mary
two-
there.
He was trying to go 2 rails off and get the split there, but the yellow got in the way.
Hail Mary.
I don't think it was a Hail Mary, he just spread it too far to start with. This is where I'd be going bulk rail, coming back down and hoping you get a good contact on
Unless
the
he's
first
total
red.
snookered. He looks like he is.
Yeah, I
So
don't
he
think
could
that
come up
matters.
behind it.
Is it on off the black? Is that what he's
No.
looking for?
Oh, for God's sake.
We can't tell from here. This actually
This
might
could be the
on.
craziest shot of the whole tournament. Oh, it's got...
Oh, look at this! You're kidding me!
Tell me this isn't fucking brilliant.
Hang on, can somebody please pinch me? Well, actually, no, don't. It hurts.
Does he go in the middle? Can't
Well,
tell.
I don't know if it's... Are you looking at middle on the right?
Well,
I
he's
think
going
it's
for
on,
it.
you know. Oh, he tried to cut it the other way. You get on the... Oh, look at where that other yellow's finished as well. It's filth. You can't even kick at it that way.
Wow. That was a crazy few shots, that was. It just goes to show, though, I mean, you know, throwing your cue at it, you know, I'm not saying he wasn't controlled, but he was out of position and he's doing what he can to... But eventually, yeah,
Come off
he's going to come unstuck.
bulk
And
rail. Bulk
Is it-
rail or side rail on the right? Side rail on the right gives him a chance to pot it in the middle.
I reckon this is going in the top right-hand corner.
Bulk rail on... Bulk rail... Oh, you reckon he's going to go that way?
I think if you put rakes right-hand side, there's a chance I could go in top right-hand corner.
I reckon it's middle on the left. It's middle on the left for me. I know he's going to play your shot, okay.
I think you're right, Carl. I think Neil looks very relaxed. I played him a few weeks ago and he was a different guy, and it just shows you what a few weeks makes. Oh, I totally
Get out of
agree.
there. That's
He likes
okay.
playing Simon. He revels in it. Simon arguably isn't the most comfortable playing Neil. I would have to say that.
I think even Simon would say that too. If you asked Simon, I mean, players that you dislike playing.
Yeah. Up
in
until
the sense of players who can get the better of you, I think Neil Wally would be right at the top of that list.
I mean, up until 3 weeks ago, I'd never beaten Neil.
Oh, he's left the side.
I only played him twice.
I think he's left the side, or at least visible.
Where's he going then? Bottom right?
I don't think it's that. Oh, bottom right.
I'd cut this in the top right.
Top right,
If I was
that's what I
playing-
was thinking.
If I was playing... Sorry, Adam Shaw. That's the shot I played the other week. No!
Oh, you wouldn't dare! He's overcut it! Just to prove everyone can hear me. How do you overcut those? I don't get it. At least I waited until he hit the shot to scream out. He just realised he's on the clock. Yeah, he keeps looking at that, doesn't he? I mean, there's a lot more pressure attached to this because it's the black. I mean, if he grinds that in, he loses the frame. How does Simon respond? I mean, he's got to be absolutely amazed at some of the shots
Well, look,
that
I
he's
mean,
seen.
if you want to map this out, then he's looking at that one on the top right behind the black to leave the yellow potentially in the middle. Because if he doesn't quite get that yellow behind the black, then the black should bounce out. I think, yeah, that's what he's doing there. He's looking at this one in the middle. And he wants to leave the black... Yeah, I think you know what I'm trying to say.
Well,
I'm not going to explain anymore. It's pretty
go
easy
right.
now.
So right,
Yeah, there you go.
left. Could be a double as well if he decides that this doesn't
If you
cut
got
past the black.
Yeah, exactly,
There's always
yeah.
a double.
But if
and
you've
there's
got
always
a-
a snooker as well.
you got a difficult shot like this, you want to leave something easy next, and that's exactly what he's done. You certainly wouldn't want this your last ball.
I'd play this now if it's on. I think he's almost wondering whether... It's almost like he's trying to tell himself it's on, but
No, it
it's
is
like
on.
he doesn't
It
believe
is
it.
on. It is on. There's no reason. If he hits this plumb, it's in. Big hole. Off. He
That's-
messed that
oh,
up. That's a
missed
shocking
it.
shot. Because he hit the cushion first. That wasn't a true shot. He wasn't going up the rail, he hit the cushion
He had
first.
to go and he had to get in as close as he could to that, couldn't he?
This
to,
is
to
a...
get that flick off
Yeah.
the potting angle.
And when you look at the score, it's a pressure shot.
You hit the rail
2-2, 1-0.
first and then it grinds into the back and then into the jaw.
This could hurt Simon a lot if he gets this.
Oh, middle, yes, shot! What an amazing set!
That's a huge mistake. Huge mistake from Simon, that. Yeah. That went.
Oh, it was.
He
but
planned it all out perfectly, he just didn't execute that shot well
That
enough.
whole set was pure magic, wasn't
I
it?
don't
The
know.
whole set. I mean, and this whole game in general has been.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I mean,
Brilliant.
how do you top the first semi? Well, the second semi, but how do you top the second semi when this final every chance of doing that? You'd scarcely believe it, but there it is happening right in front of us. How do you figure this for Saturday night entertainment, folks? Are you not entertained? Can't change the score at the moment, unfortunately, because Paul's away. But it is 2-0 Neil Wally over Simon Singleton. Has he left himself on anything This doesn't look great. Not at least from where I am. Maybe the red might be on. Looking at the side view, that red in bulk there, going towards the right pocket, might very well be on. Well, I'm sure they aim to please Nicky. Not just putting on a show, but I mean showcasing the very best of what New Zealand pool has to offer. I mean, if this is the standard, then have at ye. Oh, he tried to go off the yellow there and couldn't make it, so bit of pressure. Been such a good break and end up with very little off it. It's an unfortunate set of circumstances, and sometimes you've got to invent a shot ever so slightly like that. What are you doing, Shaden? That's a mug's game. Oh, Neil can't make the pot either. Tried to come off the rail and flick it in and got his angles all mucked up. Have to be looking reds here and find a path into those reds near the black. And
Well, they missed, John.
well, there's no set established yet.
Wow.
So nothing really, to be completely fair. But I mean, both
Good time to
players
get
have
the
had
lead then.
multiple shots at a set. I mean, that one that Simon just played had more of a safety element to it. I think this red actually goes past the black though.
Left the red in the middle.
Yeah, so Simon didn't quite lock that safety down as he would have liked. Possible plant. Red might sneak past the yellow. Difficult to tell on either view. Yeah, well, someone has to be on reds, unfortunately, Tara. But it seems that Neil's taken the challenge with both hands.
I'm glad everybody out there is enjoying the coverage. I mean, it's really amazing, the setup here, and especially with the angles, you get to see pretty much everything on the table, and it's all thanks to OnCue and Paul Chivers
Neil
and the crew.
Neil never had a glove, Barry. He's never played with one.
He did. Neil did. You mean Neil Wally?
Neil Wally.
He did used to. Or whether that was just for 9-ball, but I do know he had a glove. Maybe not like this.
Here, Mabel. This red's on, by the way. He's done a brilliant job of actually getting to this red, because this was quite tricky.
Oh, good
it's
effort.
All right.
Good effort. Does
He
that
likes
go?
his plants. Doesn't go by itself, but it does plant. Thank you, Scott.
Oh, he's looking at it. He wants to push forward with this white and then use the black to start. Oh, it's a complicated shot, this. If this comes off, I'll be amazed, but don't put it past him. Oh, unlucky.
I'm actually more surprised that he missed it.
Advantage. Yeah, I thought that was right. Neil Wally's won that set.
We were just waiting for Paul to get back and fix the score, but I was more surprised he missed it than anything. He's been absolute nails on plants all game. But unfortunately, it was just pants at that particular one.
I'm sure they're not offended by that.
No, he'll probably hold his hand up and say I was right.
That's okay. That's okay. The natural angle will push the right hand yellow towards the pocket, so he's okay. He just does that. He shakes his body around like he's disappointed, but he's
That's fine. He just needs to pot this.
just a bit deranged.
Yeah,
There you go,
like
look at
most pool players are.
What he's worried about? Stressing. Get on with it, lad.
Where's your money, guys? Who wins this? Well, none of us put a bet on this, but
I called it. I told you it's going to be
I thought
Hill, Black Bull shootout.
I had Simon, to be honest. I mean, my score, obviously, that I picked is not possible. I mean, I thought Simon 3-1, but obviously Neil, with his history against Simon and the way that he's played,
Yeah.
putting that very much to shame right now. But
Yep.
Simon just proving with this run out that
Clinical,
you can never, ever put him to bed.
very nice. Clinical clearance, excellent. Good quality, such good quality. This whole tournament's been great, but today has been exceptional.
Well, the build-up to today has been phenomenal, and what I mentioned before, I mean, yesterday was kind of like a dress rehearsal for today, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you got some magic games yesterday. I mean, you saw some brilliant shots on stream, you saw some brilliant shots not on the stream, but
Yeah.
I mean, today the gameplay stepped up from 5th gear to 6th gear, so I mean, players are getting more comfortable playing on this table. They've gotten some polling. I mean, they're feeling really good. I mean, even when they go through those troughs,
Yeah, but you got to.
the beauty of having the sets instead of the frames means that you've got more ability to get yourself out of that bad spot and get back into it.
I think we shouldn't forget the obvious thing and recognise just the route that Niels took to get here, and he almost looks the fresher. I mean, he's played twice, 3 times as many games as Simon.
So he's battle hardened as well.
Oh, he's absolutely right. I mean, who looks, Neil's buzzing. You can see he is. And he lost his first round?
He lost in the first round to Des Blair, I think it was.
So this is a guy...
Which would have been a shock to most people.
This is a guy who's had to drop down to the loser's side and work his way all the way back. And I tell you, that is so hard, especially if it's first round. So if he wins this, then... Wow. Kudos.
Fine, that's not stopped in time.
Yeah, well, that's just another example of, he's not in tune with the table at the moment.
Yeah, it was such a fine cut, though, that it's kind of rolling the dice to see where it goes.
Just going for the long shot here. This will get him back on track. No, missed it.
You could tell it off the curve.
Yeah,
you
could.
It looked wide as soon as he hit it.
He's not looking comfy, is he?
Not in this frame, anyway. If Neil can sneak that cue ball past this red that's just below the one he's looking to play, I mean, he's not even looking to play.
No, he's going up top.
I thought he was going to put the one in the middle, but...
Look at the top spin he plays. He's so great at that. Just so casual. When you got a cue action like that, it's easy.
Well, it looks casual, but, I mean, it's honed through years of experience.
Yeah, he wants to get on that top one first, I thought that. He's a little bit straight, but...
No, that's fine. Manipulate an angle, he'll find it.
He screw it straight back. Maybe come around the back.
Throw.
Yeah, nice. He's in full flow now, isn't he, now?
Well, you called it before. I mean, he's so good at playing top that that's the natural way to play. If
I avoid it at all costs.
Great.
He doesn't. He revels in it. Yeah. Look at that angle. Oh, yeah, he deserves that. He deserves that. That's great. Good shot.
Anywhere in the vicinity, that isn't it?
Yeah.
But he really needs to be on the right-hand side for me of both of these reds.
Yeah.
Because that's the way that he gets on one. Because this one going towards the middle pocket, the one more in the middle of the table, is a better red for the black.
You'd have to say...
It's pretty much bang on for the black here. Either way he plays it, he can run it through or he can...
You have to say if he was a motor car, he's just on cruise control.
Using all 8 cylinders.
I mean, that was
Harmony.
sublime. That is sublime. Watch this back. Sublime. Yeah, well done.
1 game apiece in the 4th set. Neil in the ascendancy where that's regarded, 2-1. Shaden. More a crush on the way he's playing, to be honest.
Everyone knows how to crush on Simon.
I mean, to be fair, you look at Simon. He's not actually been that far off, to be fair. But I mean, everything's magnified at this point of the tournament. I mean, Simon's got every chance to prove us wrong still. I mean, he hasn't quite played his best poll in this game, but he's still been there or thereabouts, and he's still in it. And at the table now, he can get himself in the lead in this set. Yeah, he got one. So he did the hard part. So, how are your fingers feeling, Dan? Nah, he aborted.
Because there's 2 balls sitting on it, that's almost
Yeah, it's not worth
ridiculous.
it, is it?
That's quite rare.
It is. I mean, the way these balls have been splitting up quite nicely, genuinely what you find is that you don't have a lot of balls in and around where that rack is.
He tried to get that one off the side with that. He may not have seen that, but he put a bit of right and he was trying to come behind that red.
Andy Barnett's just made a comment there. Enjoys it, enjoys the setup, enjoys everything. Gutted he couldn't be here. Or
Sorry, Barney boy, just seen your comment.
not
Awesome to hear
surprised.
from you, mate. I hope you're enjoying watching the stream and the commentary. Yeah, maybe next year, for both of us. It's been really exciting to watch and a great format, and the quality of pool has been exceptional. So put your feet up, have a beer, and enjoy the rest of it. Because
Yeah, I mean,
there's
I
a
hope
lot to get. There's a lot of excitement to come here, I reckon.
And hope that whatever needed addressing it, metal straight in.
Oh, Jesus, mistake, big
But
mistake.
I hope, Barney, that whatever you're having to do or going through or whatever forced you to miss this event, that you've been able to work through it, and hope to see you here next year. I mean, we'd love to see you here, love to have you here.
Here.
Champion dude, champion pool player. Good to see you still watching though. I know it must be gutting not being here and playing.
Especially as the Pocket Series is on right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're choosing to watch this over the Pocket Series. Maybe you've got the buck each way.
It's probably just about starting. Or, it's been started a while now. Shit. Right.
I wonder if he tries to go inside this first yellow.
Look at this.
Yeah, he tried to go. I think he tried to go inside it so he could pop the second one and make the third one on.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, because if he had put this one down the rail, he would have left that one till last for the black. Just gone up and sorted them up. Yeah, he's missed up there.
Has he? Jeez,
it's not too bad.
Gonna go in, but
Not too bad. Not bad leave.
yeah, not much that Simon can really do here. I mean, he could play the. I don't know if this is on.
Hey, look,
if it's on, he'll take it.
Look, he could clear these 3 and then leave the rail shot.
I tell you what, that's a real endorsement right there that Barney's just put on, saying that our commentary is better than that on the Pockets series.
That's very...
Oh, chunky salsa.
Well, that's kind, Andy. Maybe 5 beers helps, but
Well,
I suppose it's easy when you're talking about things you're passionate about.
I'll try.
We love Paul. We love watching Paul. We love talking about it, and yeah, it's good fun.
Bit of horticulture doesn't hurt.
And if John, you know, as good as job as John does, everybody needs somebody to bounce off and...
Yeah, I mean, your support act has to... Well, not so much your support act, but your co-pilot has to know what they're doing too.
Yeah. Nice, look at this.
Wow.
So good.
One more and he wins it all.
He's on the hill.
He's on the hill for reals.
Wow. And I'm not surprised.
Well, no, I mean, I almost feel a bit silly for having Simon winning 3-1, but such is the class of the man, but Neil's just outplayed him in this game. Little moments that have gone against Simon.
Is the...
Like this earlier in this frame, for example.
Yeah.
Only thing really separating the two of them, they've both played some excellent Poland patches, but I mean, Neil's been able to make it more when it counts. He's been able to find a way out of the poor situations, whereas Simon's struggled.
And is it worth pointing out the fact that they split the semi-finals into 2 separate matches, and therefore the first semi-finalist, the first finalist, had a 2.5 hour rest before the final?
Well,
is that something? Is that evident now? Because obviously the way the score's going, you could argue that Neil's rest period has helped. Normally you'd have 2 semi-finals playing, you know, concurrently.
Well, I think the fact that Simon's match went all the way like it did, I mean, it would have taken a lot out of him. So
absolutely.
Having that rest for Neil, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have helped in one way. He would have gone a bit cold, but Simon would have been exhausted mentally after that game. And then, obviously, having that tribute to Mulrooney immediately after to get all the feels going. I mean, it got all the feels going in all of us, but to have that immediately after such a gruelling match, I mean, he wouldn't have had as much left for this game, I reckon. As good a player as he is, you can only take so much on your back.
That's right.
I'm not using that as an excuse, but it does affect players.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you'd asked me, would I like 3 hours break before the final? I'd take it every time. Last thing you really want to do is have to walk straight into the final from a semi-final. It's hard. It's hard on you mentally and even physically. I mean. Yeah, I
mean, Simon did get a wee break before this game. Don't get me wrong. He didn't run straight back out.
No.
He didn't get anywhere near as much time to recharge as Neil did, because of the way this was decided to play. And I think Simon's still being warm, but I mean,
he's in.
With a bit of drain on his battery.
Has he got a chance, John? He's first in. Needs this frame for the title.
I'd be going
and he's got
reds
a shot.
Here.
I'll tell you what.
The yellow looks good down the rail and bulk, but I'd still be going reds.
Oh, the black's tied up.
He's got to.
Is he looking at this?
He's going to take
is
it
he looking
on.
But is he looking to split these two at the same time?
Big cojones.
Watch this. Oh,
big dog, big nuts.
What a shot. They're on. Just the black to worry about. What a shot.
No, I'm not Summit. I still reckon that's Phil Wilkinson from the players that I've seen.
Where's he going to get this black out? Come on.
Possibly off this shot.
He could do, but he could...
Probably a bit early and a bit risky now. I mean, risky's...
He's going to probably hit the red before the black, and if he hits the black, it's pointless, so I don't know.
He's kind of embraced the risk in this game, but whether he decides it's good enough to take now where he is... I mean, he has the possibility to win it on one shot, but then again, you're looking longevity if it doesn't go. he's got the chance to potentially throw it away.
Oh, he's going off this clever.
Here we go. This is the shot here.
Good thinking. Here's that top spin.
Made it on. Not a
Oh,
great
well,
shot
hey,
on the
look.
yellows, but
Well,
he's got a shot.
The black's in a better position than it was, and he's got a shot, so I'd say that was a success. No, he's going here with bottom right, stun it
Bottom
out.
right, yeah, stun off.
Oh
that
no,
second.
he's missed that. That was it. He saw the finish. I think he saw the finish line there for a sec. He really did see the finish line.
Well,
I know it was tough, but he thought for a second there. Ooh. Anyway,
he has, but he played the right shot. He just didn't pop the ball. Just didn't quite hit it right. As opposed to a few that Simon's played in this game, where he's perhaps not played the right shot and it's gone wrong, but
yeah,
Neil played the right shot there.
He
just
did,
missed
yeah.
it.
well, Simon can't make a mistake here. He needs this. He has to finish this and get himself on the hill with him for this set.
Yeah, it's just as we were discussing, Tara, I think going in warm's good, but not when you're still absolutely drained or...
Bad miss.
Oh,
He's feeling it, Sires. Anyway.
it's just frustrating for
How
him
much-
because he knows he's not that far away, but he's just getting in his own way.
Yeah, he's going for this. He's going for this bottom left hand. You're gonna flick this in the bottom and come up with the
Going
top
for the
corner.
cut here, I think.
Oh, good effort. No.
Good cue ball though. I mean, he definitely got on that second yellow. I mean, maybe he was underneath it slightly, but they're lovely positive intent though. I like it.
Well, that's how he's played.
I mean, he might not win this frame,
That's how he's played. He's played.
but he stayed
Positive.
true to his style the
Yeah,
whole
exactly.
way through.
Exactly.
And Simon's still got a bit of work to
Well,
do here. Let's not get me wrong.
I think that's why we haven't seen so much defensive Paul, is because basically they've fought fire with fire. They're both attacking and they both want to attack, and they're happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, they both want it too. Okay, maybe he's going for a safety here, is he? Ooh, KG.
That's a great shot. Yeah, nice.
Draws a bit of applause too. I like that.
There's a ripple of applause there
He
from
knew-
the knowledgeable crowd.
He knew to stick there. He could have gone for the finish, but traditionally that hasn't worked for him in this set, so...
This is how Simon's been playing, though. He has been cautious, and it works because he can play the patient game, and he knows Neil can't. Be like, with all due respect, Kerry Wirtz. Kerry's a very attacking player. He doesn't know defence, and so you do what you have to do.
I mean, being an attacking player works if you've got everything going right for you, but when it doesn't, it can seriously backfire. Is he going to go for the split here?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, he's trying to go behind them. Shot! Knows he needs this frame. Well, he needs this frame where he loses, but he's trying to make damn sure of it.
Right, here we go then. All Simon's balls are in the open except for the one up there, so if he does get a foul... Oh, great shot.
Oh, it's still
Oh, he's
hurt.
missed it.
Oh, he's missed it.
He's missed it. Okay.
We're about
Simon's
to
in.
give him a big rap for
I think
that,
he's
and
going on the right hand side, yeah. He's going to flick that red over to the corner and leave that yellow on the top cush. And then that gives him a free rein then to clear.
doesn't want to get too cute with this.
No, just... He can overhit this. That's it. Nice.
Didn't.
Good shot.
That's near perfect.
Right, join the dots, lad.
Got a bit of security here. He can just play away at this. Never hit the first shot ever so slightly, but he's got others.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it's an indication of how he's feeling. I mean, was he going for the one in the middle? It doesn't matter. There's plenty
Just
of
needs to
options.
make sure he pots it really.
Yeah, he's playing.
Good enough to come back up like this.
Yeah. Okay. okay? He's still okay. He just, it's not.
It's not great, but it's okay.
He's trying to cue himself out of his situation, but yeah, that's fine.
He's still joining the dots, so I mean the dots are a wee
Yeah,
bit
but
further away.
I would have wanted to leave the one in the left middle last because the black's in the bottom, so it may not matter.
Get back on to the black for either the middle or the.
Well, we all want this
corner
hill.
pocket.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, either pocket here is on. Depends on which one he likes the most.
Middle.
Most players.
See, if you dolly into the middle, then you leave every option. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, good finish.
Great shot.
Good finish.
Great finish. Needed it. Got it.
Here we go, guys. Crunch time for this set. We all want to see a final set, but
it's all up to the players, this, isn't it?
Simon's break. Just what he'd like. 2-2, his break. Get first dibs.
Ideal position, this, isn't it? You get to serve, then traditionally you would imagine the player breaking would win most of the frames. But
yeah, it's an interesting point. Tara, Camellia, mate. We were talking about going on warm or cold. I mean, I don't know. Personally, I mean, it depends. You talk about going on warm, but that's fine in respect to you've just played, you want to keep going, but mentally, that's what I'm talking about. Mentally, it's tough. And it depends what sort of game you had. Some people can have a cruisy game. I just think it's nice to take that break mentally.
Break, Steve.
Dry
Sorry to
break.
interrupt.
No.
Dry break. Oh, look at the yellow. Look at the reds.
Look at this. Look at this. Here we go then. This is for the title. Can he hold it together? Is he going to go for this left-hand rail shot early? That's what I'd do.
No, not right now.
No, top two, and then
top
rail
two
shot,
and then the rail
leave those
shot.
three down here.
That's exactly what I'd be doing.
Unless, if you think about it, that rail shot on the left, if he misses that, he's not leaving a lot. Because he's got this corner pocket and the black's blocking the middle shot. So he needs,
Well, he just needs to give himself a good
nice
line
and straight.
on it.
Yeah, nice and straight, you're right.
And he
you don't want an angle.
He wants to give himself a shot where he can dangle it. But if he does pot it, then he's nicely on something else.
Perfect. And now you got a free shot of this almost, because there's not a lot he's leaving, as long as he pushes forward a wee bit.
Just needs to clear that first yellow next to it.
No. Oh, he's got it.
You thought he missed.
I thought he had. I did think he missed that.
Purity of queuing wins out.
He's going for the plant first.
Yeah, sliced it in. Great control on the second red, I tell you what.
Well deserved. Excellent. Look at this.
And playing this red on the right last leaves a good angle to get on the black from. Look at the massive expanse of space he's got to play into. Yeah, just there.
Beautiful.
This for the title, Steve. Gets this, he wins it all. $8,000.
Here we go. Yeah, well done.
Take a bow, Neil Woolley. The Wildcat does it.
Awesome. Great to watch. Epic quality. Brilliant to watch. Thanks for watching. Brilliant.
Oh, look at the hug between the players at the end of it. I absolutely love that.
Two good friends.
Class act. Both of them class acts.
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed it.
Congratulations to Simon Singleton. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll do the presentation, the prize giving very, very shortly. Just need to write someone's name on the giant check.
And again, though, what an amazing final.
Oh, it's great.
You can't say enough about the standard of pool that you've just witnessed.
It was great. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed commentating on it, watching it. I guess by commentating, you're sort of forced to watch every shot, which you necessarily wouldn't do at home. And
yeah, exactly.
I think that's what made it more enjoyable, is really watching everything. And
you get into the game more, don't you, doing that? You really get in right hard into the game when you're watching every single shot, because it's so important in every match to watch the shot. I mean, all pieces of the puzzle, you need to put them together just right.
And for coming back from losing early on in the tournament to the repechage and back again to the final and winning it, I mean, what can't you say? It's just incredible. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Cheers, guys. Right. Cheers, John.
Thank you very much, Steve. Much appreciated. And
It's good fun, mate.
it was great fun. I'll hope to do it again.
Yeah, awesome. Enjoyed that. Ooh.
So Neil Wally will receive his winner's cheque very soon. Simon Singleton wins $4,000 as the beaten finalist. But all congratulations must go, after Neil Wally, of course, to the crew here at New Zealand Pool Promotions. This is an absolutely wonderful tournament. Great quality pool. I mean, beautifully put together. But also on cue, of course, for the lovely tables that we're playing on, and the lovely streaming service that I've had the pleasure to actually use here. So, I mean, been a magical 2 days of pool, and what a lovely hug that is between Steve Denton and Neil Wally. I mean, I need to get up and do it myself just to give the man the dap he deserves. But, I mean, thank you to each and every one of you for viewing, tuning in, having a look at what we're doing. I mean, I can't rate this enough. Thank you for everyone who's given me the opportunity to do this. I mean, it's been an absolute ride, so I'm just going to sign off. I've been John the Voice Saundercock, Steve Denton co-piloting with me for the last 2 matches. Hope to see you all again at the next one, and until then, stay safe. Rest in peace, Mulrudi Kasam Chayanan, and yeah, thanks to each and every one of you.
Big thanks to John Stormcox for a couple of runs of shows the last 2 days. John's been shown up to the commentary room the last 2 days. Congratulations, John. Thanks to Shivers, for so much work behind the scenes, puts the string together, keeps the team going, again, it's going to come across few days. Thank you very much, Paul. Big thanks to all the players, also just giving a few as a lot of our players, some of the centuries for our play. So thank you so much, guys. Without you, we can put these events together and it's very good to have you moving forward. I'd love to do it again, so keep your diary straight. That's you. And personal thanks to big thank you to my wife, who's kids this weekend, taking a look at my daughter, thank you very much, children. And really big thanks to this guy. I've probably been working with him for sort of 4 or 5 years now. Whenever I go to him with a hairbreak scheme or a night, I was always the first to offer sponsorship or to help out. Never see it in front of the camera, never gets the microphone, and takes any credit for anything, but the amount of work that Darren Chambers does for our sport is unbelievable. And big thanks as well to basically probably become my second wife during the last 6 months. So myself and Simon, we were driving back from Parks and North late lunches back in March. We first came up with the idea for this tournament. We knew the great sort of lockout wasn't going to be happening. The rest of the years that he goes on the Super League, but we really felt that we wanted to create an elite event. And Simon came up with the shootout idea, which was brilliant. Because we've been practicing that side over the last few weeks. No wonder they come up with it. And we sang for that, and Simon always jokes when we have practices. I think it has been true for this tournament. We've been working about 12, 14, 16 hours at the ski shop and speaking to me most of the time. And so it's going all the way to the final achievement. So that's the thanks to Simon. Thank you very much. Okay, so on to the plan. So the equal third for $2,000. Firstly, we have Ian White. Ian, can you stop there? And also an equal third, Desmond Fox. And just before you go up and first place, massive thanks to all of our sponsors as well. Ben's Us, Tarif, Village Gallery, Pride Environmental, the Hangar Company, which is Des Blair's company, so thank you very much, Des. Okay, so let's get back in $4,000. Silence. The final, Okay, just to lay yes, I was watching that final, I was thinking my confirmation video of best shots that's probably going to be about an hour on that stage. So absolutely outrageous support. Ladies and gentlemen, your champions and champion, Neil Wall.
So